This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by our official timing partner, Rado, and our official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Well, it is a warm welcome to everybody out there in cricket land. Bom dia, good morning, fans of cricket and European cricket worker from around the world. Phil G here at the lovely Santarem cricket ground for this ECS spectacular. It's ECS Portugal Challenger Division starting today. We've got the Premier Division starting next week. We'll talk about it a bit later as this series goes on, but how good is it to be back in Portugal? There is a fantastic view from my vantage point, not a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a great day of cricket. It's going to be a great week, great 2 weeks of cricket. Hope you're looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us here this morning, and hope you're keeping well wherever you're watching from around the world. We're almost set to go with game number one. It's the Werewolves taking on the Panthers, and the news from the toss is the Panthers. They won the toss, having a bowl first. Happy to put the Werewolves in on the first morning of day number one and see what happens here with the pitch, which was only recently relayed over the weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes this morning. Keep your eyes on that. Umpire Andy in position, giving the thumbs up to the scorers. He's looking like he's good to go, and we're all good to go. Hope you are as well. First ball of this European Cricket Series Challenge Division here in Portugal. Goes down leg side. Ambitious appeal. Umpire Andy doesn't worry about the appeal. Just says, yep, that was wide, down leg. Pretty easy one to call. It's almost like normal service have resumed here at the ECS with the first ball of the innings being a wide down leg side. Just repeating the toss news that the Panthers, they won the toss, elected to bowl first. Happy to put the Werewolves in and say, there you go. You have first go on the pitch. See what you can do. Lofts very well. Got every bit of that. It goes all the way for a big six down the ground. What a great shot. Great way to start the innings there. Smack. Lovely stuff from the openers. The Werewolves openers there. Just getting a confirmation of who's out there. Looks like it's one of the G Sings with Hartawal. Wicketkeeper Ram Hartawal at the non-striker's end. That's a good start. A wide, a six. Where's this going? Ooh, well bowled. Good comeback from the bowler. Tucks him up. Scamper through for what will be indicated as a leg bye, indeed. And give a shout out to our roving cameraman there, Ricardo, who's doing a great job. And he gets Gowinder Singh in shot there. So it's indeed Gowinder Singh who hit that lovely six down the ground, a lofted shot over the mid-off area. Umar to continue. So wicketkeeper Ram Hartawal takes his strike, faces his first ball of the morning. A little bit of inward movement there. Has the batter just two-stepping out towards his leg side to get behind that one. Tucks it away. Umpire says nope. Umpire indicates that was a dead ball. Says come back to your positions. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Lovely to have you with us. A whole bunch of names there we know very well. Hello to Dave B. Good to see you here. Viking Bay's joined us as well. Thomas Martinez and Wayne, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Clipped very nicely. Bit of work here for the fielder. Goes with the footwork. The bowler clearly asked the question, is it too early in the morning to bend down to pick that one up? And the fielder will not want to make eye contact with his bowler after that effort. Goes for 4 runs. Good start here for the Werewolves. Being sent into bat. Had a very good start so far. Not really under too much pressure at all from Umar. You see the ECM player rating there showing batter versus bowler. Lovely little stat that. There's a bowler standing. Well, he was standing hand on hands, hips, wait for his the ball to come back. He's set to go now. That's a better delivery. Bit of a fumble there from the keeper, but a much better delivery. Bit of extra lift. So I mentioned before about the pitch. It was relayed over the weekend. There may be a little bit of uneven bounce over the first few days of this series because they don't have a heavy roller. So it's literally through just use, and they've got one of those whackers which thumps down in a small little area which they try to farm the pitch a bit like that. Pick up, shy, collected. Oh, they scurry back. Good work at mid-off, though. Really good work. Mohammed Tabish, who's a real competitor. Remember his name from last year. Called him many times with the bat and the ball. Almost could have affected a run out. Good start. Well done. So just the single there, they scurry through. I believe there's still one more to come. Yeah, 12 for no loss in the first over. So, as I said before, it's a lovely day here in Santarem. At the Santarem Cricket Ground, our own SCG. And a big thanks to the ground staff and all the support crew around here who are looking after us, looking after the teams, and provided a beautiful setting for this series, this Challenger series. Second over starts. Oh, tries to hit it on the full. It does go down leg side and is called a wide. Doesn't get any tickle on that one. So Gowinder Singh looked to absolutely pummel that one a long way away. Not a bad start here from the new bowler Shah. He comes in again with the big 3-3 on the back. Well, a miss hit. It only lands about 2 metres away from mid-off. Went straight behind the umpire. The shot at the stumps. Hits the stumps. But batter was very much home. Bit of action already. Yeah, a bit of a miss hit that one. It was looking for the big loft down the ground. You heard the sound, a very, very clicky, woody sound. And only just went over the umpire's head. I thought Tabish was in with a chance there to scurry around for the catch. Not quite. Shine again. Gets up on him a little bit there. A little bit of lift. Shot the stumps. They scurry through. Good running Werewolves. Good running. Good quick call as well. Gowinder Singh getting Hartwell through. So a nice little start here. 14 without loss in the second over. Shah bowling well, enjoying his work. Jawad Shah with that 3-3. That's how you know it's him. That's full. Oh, that's in towards the thigh. It's got something on that. It's going to run away, but there is protection down there. There's two men right back there on that, almost on that 45 on the leg side. Someone fine, and then the dip backwards square leg as well. So for Gowinder Singh, deep backward square leg drops to a regulation square leg. He has protection deep, does Shah, at the long on position. Comes in again. Digs this one up. It just spooned it, and it's nicely taken. Very nicely taken. That was that man I mentioned before, Tabish. He made a lot of ground to get around there. Catches it quite low to the ground. In the end, catches it quite nicely. Good catch, well taken. And that is the first wicket that falls in the second over. So throw a 16 on the board. To see Dave B in the chat. Just give me a little note about the volume there. Thank you for that, Dave. Appreciate it, mate. Just those little things on the first morning. Always getting a mind about. So thank you for that. Good shout. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us here this morning. Good to see a nice crowd of people watching. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world on this wonderful Tuesday. You better stride into the crease there. Now he's jogging to the crease. Remembering, of course, that there's still the 60 seconds to get to the crease. You need to make sure that they don't dawdle too much. So we keep the game rolling along. But nice catch there in the outfield from Mohamed Tabish. Mohamed Tabish, you might remember his name. I called him many times last year. Very good competitor. Playing there with the Panthers this year. Almost set to go now. Shah strikes. Good over so far. Couple of extras, couple of runs and a wicket. Oh, could be 2 and 2. It's going to fall short. Tabish flies in and releases the throw, but batter was home. Gawinda makes his ground. Oh, hearts in mouths there just for a moment. The Werewolves wouldn't want to lose another one now, not this early. That's the second over completed. 17 for 1 after 2. Shah, successful bowler there. Well done for him. Remember the 3-over power play still in effect during this European Cricket Series, as it is for the T10s. So one more to come in this power play. Werewolves looking to consolidate here after losing the wicket in that over. The Werewolves, we'll see them play 3 games today, the first of 3 games they'll be playing. The Panthers also playing 3 games, and then we'll see the Fighters later on for 2 games. That's the teams playing today. Goes leg side, and I'll take an extra as well. The wide +1 there, as indicated by the standing umpire. Thank you very much. So still a little bit of wayward bowling here this morning. We've had a few extras already. You can see the ticker there just indicating the last 10 deliveries that have gone by. Wonderful little addition there, the ticker. Hope you're only drawing that one just to track what's happened in the last 10 deliveries. Big swing, big swipe. That is going all the way down the ground. Bounces just to the side of the sight screen. That was very agricultural, almost baseball style, the way he just swatted that with absolute disdain. Lovely strike. Score now, it races up to 25. Werewolves starting to get that motor running now. And he arrives not to see you. There is a G Singh and G Singh at the crease right now. Gurpreet Singh, Gawinda Singh. Ooh, tries the same shot. Just changed the pace there, the bowler. Clever bowling. That's Umar in for his second over. Well done. Good comeback. Get thumped down the ground like that in the previous Maximo. Then you come back like that. That shows a bit of character. Oh, now that's clever bowling. Batter was already signalling what he wanted to do there, sort of moving away, constantly moving. He's going to find it hard to connect. Need to get that willow on the leather. Looking to send it towards extra cover. Big gap in the covers too. Massive gap in the covers. Exactly what he was looking. Miss hit. Tabish this time just fields it. It's like little, I wouldn't say a fumble, but just a moment of reflection as he kneeled down to pick up the ball. And a single. Couldn't stop the single. Shout out to our partners, our charity partners. Share the Meal, the UN World Food Program. Share a meal, save lives. Great work they do. Miss hit again. Again, looking to pummel that through the covers. Just miss hit. So after the big Maximo on the, well, technically the first ball of the over, the first legal delivery of the over, it's been all the bowler. Umar has come back very nicely indeed. Interesting to get in the heads of the Panthers team, and considering that they wanted to bowl first, what sort of score in the power play were they thinking they could contain the Werewolves to? And another swing and a miss, dotting up here. That's the end of the third, end of the power play, 26 for 1 in that power play. And not a bad over when you consider there was a Maximo hit off the first legal ball. 2 wides at the start, a Maximo, and then a couple of dots, single and a dot. So well bowled by Umar. He went for 20 from his too. A bit expensive in his first over, but came back nicely in that over. Probably been unlucky he couldn't find the edge in those last few deliveries. 26 for 1 after 3 are the Werewolves. Keen viewers will remember the Werewolves from last year in the Challenger Division. They went into the Eliminator against the Coimbra Knights, and unfortunately they were knocked out at that stage in last year's ECS. So they'll be looking to go a little bit better this year. Not looking too bad at the moment. The Panthers didn't play in last year's ECS. So it's good to see us having a good look at them. Start the fourth. We'll start with a wide, and it's going to run away. I think it may have gone all the way. It has indeed. Oh dear, we start with a minimo. Not a great start. Dave B telling us that the 10-ball ticker, the best innovation. I kind of agree with you, Dave. I think that's a really good point. And thank you for saying that too. It is a great innovation. Just that little bit of extra data for everybody. So you know what's just happened. Swings hard, high in the air. Could be caught. Is juggled, and a catch is held. Oh, I just thought for a minute there could be trouble. But Panthers snare themselves a big wicket there. As it gets lofted, it doesn't go all the way. It goes probably about 2/3 of the way to the boundary line. And the boundary rider out there on the offside comes in, takes a juggled catch, but a catch nonetheless. And that is going to be the end of Gowinder Singh. Nicely caught. Second wicket down. 31 for 2. Panthers biting down hard here. Werewolves going along nicely. I mean, the expected score is probably just under 100, but maybe with a push at the end, they'll get over the 100 into the triple digits. But that's a big blow. So the two openers are now gone. We still have Gurpreet Singh out there. And now he is joined by his counterpart. So we continue. Oh, very stand away defensive sort of shot that. Harinder Singh is a very challenging bowler. He's short in stature, but his variation is not to be underestimated. Enjoy watching him play. He was a big wicket taker last year. So there he goes. Struck hard, driven down the ground. Bit of work here for Tabish to do. Gets a rotten bounce in front of him just in the that long off area, but he does well. And he keeps that one away from the boundary. Good work. Nice shot. Need to break the shackles here to the Werewolves. They only get the single though, so 32 for 2. Shafat Ahmed is the new batter who just got off the mark, the captain of the Werewolves. He'll be looking to stand up here for his team. Just drifts down leg. Might have collected something on the way through. Has indeed. You can see there, nice little shot there on the side of the bowler. Good work there from Ricardo, our roving cameraman. Tucks him up, good delivery. Dots him up nicely there, good work, good delivery. Yeah, Harinder Singh, he's quality. He's a good middle overs bowler, just to tie things down when teams are starting to accelerate. Comes again. Last ball, the fourth. Will be after this one, possibly. Can't quite finish my sentence there. As it just drifts down leg side. It's funny, I have the voice of Charlie Hunt in my head now saying, don't say it's the last ball until it's the last ball. Truer words have never been said. Let's see if we could finish out here. 33 for 2. Swings hard at this one. That's going to carry all the way. It goes well over the boundary rider on the leg side, square on the leg side. Just for a moment, he thought he was in with a chance, but you have to be incredibly tall. Yeah, forget about it. A giraffe on a giraffe couldn't get that one. Way over the head. Maximo to finish the over with. So we started with a minimo. We finished with a maximo on that over. And in the middle, there was a wicket, an extra, a single, and 3 dots. So a bit of a licorice all sorts over that one. 39 for 2 after 4. Good morning again to everyone in the chat. I can see Ash has joined us. Oh, Chris Edison's there. Hello there, Chris. Paolo Campini. Monty's joined us as well. Hello there. Jake Stewart as well. Good to see you. And good to see everyone in the chat. Thanks for dropping in, everybody. Drop your comments. Remember, the men in blue, they're there to look after you. They're our mods. They do a fantastic job. They're there to look after you. Look after them. Everyone's going to have a great day. 4 matches here today. Match number 1, Werewolves taking on the Panthers. In case you missed it, Panthers won the toss, elected to bowl first, put the Werewolves in. So far they've got them 2 down for 39 on the board. We're about to start the 5th over. We've got 3 more matches throughout the day. 4 matches every day throughout this Challenger Series. Edged. Oh, a bit streaky there. I think he wanted a little bit more bat on that than he got. And in the end, he got an edge that the keeper just couldn't get anything onto. But, oh, red hot chance there. Intentionally hit that way, but I think he probably wanted a little bit more of an edge on it just to get it away. For a second, I thought it might go on the mitt. It doesn't. Valuable runs here. 43 for 2. Skipper Shafat Ahmed facing up. I said before when he came in, he'd love to play captain's knock, get a good quick fire 30 odd to help his team. Well, I think he's managed to get another edge. He's keeping the keeper busy and guessing. No, he's missed that. I thought for a minute maybe there was a deflection. Nope, there it goes for byes. As indicated by the standing umpire. Good work there. Have a look at that run rate graph on the side of your screen there. First over and the 4th over, very good for the Werewolves. But otherwise, not a bad bowling display by the Panthers. They'd be pretty happy with that so far. Tabish continues. Bangs it in short. Indicated as a wide by square leg umpire. And standing umpire just motions to Tabish and says that's yours for the over. Just won't have that. That means we have free hit coming. Tabish in. Goes to go again. He hooks it straight down the throat of the fielder. But showing my rust there. Apologies, I'll show him my rust there, of course. Not a free hit, and smacks it straight down the throat of the well, very fine backward square leg. Call it a fine leg. But yeah, not in, that's out. Good morning to Helix as well, joining us in the chat. Good to see you, and good to see you all. Amish Gupta as well, hello to you. Thanks for joining us. You've been actually with us for pretty much just that we started, so good to see you. Tabish with the breakthrough, 45 for 3. Swings hard at this one as just flies away to the side of the keeper. Just the single. Bit agricultural, that swipe. Maybe the middle or the Werewolves are just looking for the boundaries immediately. 46 for 3 now. 2 to come in the 5th. Have a look there of the distribution of shots. Obviously a lot of work on the in front of the wicket on the offside. And a pretty even spread everywhere else on the leg and behind the wicket. Tabish, he's still got 2 to come. Nicely played. Very watchful there from the skipper. Just tucks it away for a 1. And not a bad over, really, for the Panthers. They pick up a wicket. Started with a boundary. I thought, oh, here we go. But it was a streaky boundary. And Tabish is a smart customer. Bounced back well. Nice ball in at the feet. Looking for a single, never there. And quite rightly, the captain at the non-strikers then sends back his counterpart and says, no, we're not going anywhere. That will be the end of the 5th. And it finishes on 47 for 3. So the expected scores drop down a little bit now with that wicket falling and a very nice tight over there. You can see the expected score in the middle of your screen. This says 94. The run rate is 9.4. So that works out. Just check my maths. Yes, definitely. Werewolves 47 for 3. One thing I also want to say about the Werewolves, and a lot of keen ECM viewers will know this as well. I'm surprised no one's actually said this already. The Werewolves were one of the 2 teams who played in the first Golden Ball that I called last year at this series with Tina Goff. That's obviously a big occasion for me, my very first Golden Ball. And, hold that thought, in at the ankles, good delivery, dot ball. And the other thing to note there is it happened on this day exactly a year ago, the 24th of March. So, what are the chances we might see something like that again? I did promise Tina I was going to hold off on nabbing any golden balls until she's here. Swings hard at this one, goes out towards mid-wicket, takes a slip, it ends up being a pretty easy single in the end. I think if the mid-wicket had held his feet, could have been a bit of trouble, but it was a nice early call. So good running, get the single, keep the scoreboard ticking over. Yes, for any new people joining us, they're wondering what XS is. That's expected score in the middle of the screen there, next to the run rate. Swings hard at this one, goes out towards deep mid-wicket. Oh, slight little fumble on the field there, but nope. Doesn't get away from him too far. The throw was a bit wild, but there is backup. So again, just the single. Just for a second, the fielder just took his eyes off the off the ball and almost came undone there. It might be Noman Shafiq, I think, is out there. Dandewal in again. Full. Hit hard. Square. Backward to square. All the way along the ground. 4 runs. Lovely strike. I was just looking through the sight screen. The sight screen, you can actually see through it. It's not a solid sight screen. It's right in my line of sight towards that part of the ground, but I could see that the fielder was a lot squarer, and it's placed beautifully. 50 up as well. 53 for 3 in the 6th. Captain Shafiq leading the way here for his team. Well, he hasn't quite got his line of length yet. He's bowling very full, but more often than not, he's homing it on the leg stump or just that side leg. So he's got to work on that a little bit. That's better. That's so much better as the stumps are smashed all over the place. Bails go everywhere, stumps akimbo, and the Panthers nab a very important wicket as the skipper Shafiq goes. Completely misread that one. With that new pitch being relayed over the weekend, a lot of the players who have played here many times over the last 12 months are going to have to get used to the pitch all over again. I think that's a good example right there. Probably didn't get up as high as the batter was expecting. And wicket falls. Vital wicket, that one. So 54 for 4. Still got one more to come in the 6th. That was a good delivery. Good award there for Dandewal. He's only gone for 7 off his over so far. Werewolves testing out their middle order now. Hello there to Sam Houghton for joining us. Good to see you, mate. Tucks him up. Shouts of 1. And just the 1 as the ball just dribbles to a stop near the square leg umpire. Mid-wicket walks over, picks it up. And that is going to be the end of the over. It's going to be 55 for 4 after 6. Yeah, hello there to Sam. Tuning in from Croatia, no doubt. Hope you're well. Hope everyone's well where you're watching from. Great to have your company here this morning. Got a Challenger Series and a Premier Series here in Portugal. Same as what we did last year. And I thought it worked an absolute treat. Really evened up the competition in those 2 series. So the Challenger, obviously this is day 1. 4 matches coming your way today. And then over the next 5 days, 4 matches of group games. And then we culminate on Sunday next weekend with the finals day. And that is going to be an absolute cracker. One team won't make the finals because there are 5 teams in the competition. So the top 4 teams go into finals action on the Sunday. The team at the bottom of the standings will drop off, and we'll know that on, well, potentially on Saturday, maybe even earlier, as we start the 7th. Swing and a miss. Well bowled. So that's the standard, how we're going to do it. And then finals day will be, as we've done previously, with an eliminator, a qualifier 1, qualifier 2, and then the final. So obviously getting into the top 2 positions on the standings this week is what the focus is for these teams. And obviously there'll also be a focus to not be in 5th place on the standings. Swings hard this one, miss hit. Goes straight to mid-wicket. Nice throw. Good work all around. Rohit Sunam was the new batter that came out at the fall of the Werewolves captain in the last over. As it's going to be Shah, who's just pushing his fine leg a little bit squarer. Yeah, and that one just kept moving away. Wide called. Interestingly poised this game. The expected score keeps dropping. Every time I drop my eyes to it, it's now down under 90. Panthers doing well here. They're into the middle order. They love to keep that pressure up. Down the ground. Ooh. Nicely taken. One bounce straight into the hands. Smacked into the hands. But saves the boundary. Good morning to Shahzad Khan. Thanks for joining us. Gives me a shout out. Thank you very much, my friend. Good to see you as well. Shah continues. Whipped around the corner. Now the fine leg was up inside the circle. He had no chance to get that one. Went about 4 metres to his left, and it went very quickly indeed. A much needed boundary there. As you can see from the ticker, it's been about, what, 8 or 9 deliveries since we had a boundary. That was really needed. 61 for 4, still 2 to come in the 7th. Shah's bowled well though. He's got 1 for 10 from his 1.4 overs. He'd love to finish with another wicket for his team. Seeing facing up. It's a slower ball when he sees it. Doesn't telegraph it too well. They don't take the single. Striker wanted it. Non-striker pointed to the ball and said, but it's right there. And so's the fielder. So Sunam had no intention to put his life on the line there and said, no, hold your ground. 61 for 4. 1 more to come in the 7th. It's a good bowling display here on a newly laid pitch. Need to make that point a bit emphasised because it's going to have a fair bit to do today, that pitch. Lovely delivery. Hits the top of off stump. Batter goes for the big swipe towards deep mid-wicket. Didn't really get anywhere near it. So Shah is rewarded with a 2nd wicket. He ends up with 2 for 10. He's bowled very well this morning. Probably the pick of the bowlers so far. Have a look there at the distribution of the runs around the ground. So there's been a bit of, you can see the behind the wicket on the leg side has now gone up to 27%. So it's showing that the bowlers have been straying onto the legs a little bit too much. And as a result, they're getting the Werewolves getting a few more runs and backwards square. 61 for 5, 7 overs gone. Only 3 overs to make a bit of an impact here, the Werewolves. Got a bit to do. How many can they get in the final 3? 5 wickets in hand. Rohit's going to be facing. Tabish to continue. He's going to bowl his 2nd. Thought he might hold himself back for maybe the 9th, but no, he's going to bowl the 8th. Comes charging in. Bit of a loosener, that one. And that is going to go all the way for 4. Just strays. A bit short. A little bit of gravy there. That goes for 4. So 65 for 5. Let's see if Tabish reverts to type and comes back with a short ball. Or whether he tries to mix it up a little bit. Rufus has joined us as well. Good to see you, Terry. Always good to see you in the chat. Swings hard at this one. This one goes up, 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 and it lands not too far from where I'm situated. If that had a little bit more oomph, it might come all the way to the little hut that I'm in here with the crew. Big 6 down the ground. So Tabish backs up the 4 that he got hit for earlier, and he gets hit now for a Maximo. Sunam getting amongst it. Tabish in again. Oh, strays down the leg once again. Good work from the keeper to get around to stop that going any further. Fine leg is quite fine, so the keeper does have a bit of protection there in case he can't get around to cut off those wide deliveries down leg side. And he's back on the boundary line as well. That's probably good work there from the Panthers to keep that protected. Tabish in again. Full, bit slower, and slog down just for single down to the man at long on. Tabish opts not to take the throw as it was a bit awkward. Yeah, good to see Terry O'Connor in the chat. Wonderful to see you. Had a really good outing with Terry at ECC 21 way back, well, 4.5 years ago now, wasn't it, Terry? With obviously our good mate Danny Hudacek as well. We made a bit of an impact there. Supporting the Czech team, of course, as that is a wide. Tabish just losing his way, but him probably a bit rattled, having a 4 and a 6 taken off the first two deliveries in this over. Smack. Oh, that sounded crisp. That sounded good. The Werewolves dugout standing and applauding as that ball flies into the Panthers dugout. Hope there's nothing expensive in the kit bags. It landed right on top of one of the Panthers kit bags there. Nice shot. Daljit Ray is the man who's just put that one out of the ground. He and Surnam would love to finish strong here for the Werewolves. Swings hard again towards the leg side, and he's going to get another Maximo. Well, here it is. The flame's been turned up, and this over is absolutely going ballistic. And Tabish is getting some real stick here. Batter's getting after him. This is getting expensive now. Look at that. Back-to-back Maximos. We started with a 4 and a 6. Couple of wides in there as well. A single to change the strike over. And now Ray is continuing where Surnam started the over. Oh yeah, that's coming towards us. That is a lovely shot. Bounces just to the side of the sight screen. So that is a hat trick of Maximos. Smacked so beautifully. It sounded good. I hope you enjoyed that through the effects mic. And Ray has jumped up to 18 from 3. You can't get a better strike rate than that. 92 for 5 after 8. The expected score, which was around 87, has leapt to 115 now. What an over that was. Let me just add this up for you. 18, 28, 29 runs from the bat, plus a couple of wides. We call that over supersonic. Nice work there. The Werewolves, I was a bit worried about the score on the board an over ago, but now I'm not worried. That is putting things right. The Panthers in that over just took their foot off the gas. Tabish will be absolutely gutted with himself for that. Swings hard. Goes down to that man Tabish down at long on. He's put himself in the boundary line. I would say he's put himself there. He's not the captain. Captain is Mohammed Farouk. He's got the big number 17 on his back. Dandewell in again. Goes for the Yorker. It was a little bit fuller, but nicely played. They'll get a single. Nicely guided. Well played. Dave B enjoyed the supersonic over as well. Dandewell in again. Oh, it's on the full. It's not a good delivery, and it is punished. And that is another 6. You have a look at the distribution of the deliveries there on the side of your screen. And I saw, 18 full deliveries on middle stump and then 16 just on a good length in front of middle stump. But they're being taken to the leg side pretty easily. And the 100 up with that 6. 100 for 5 with still 9 deliveries to go in this innings. Looking to power up towards the 120 mark. These two can stick around for just a couple more deliveries. 120, 125, absolutely on the cards. 100 for 5. Good score from the Werewolves. They were a bit shaky there. Got stuck into the middle order, the Panthers did. Exposed the top of the middle order, but then these two come together. They put together a terrific partnership. Have a look at that supersonic over standing out on the side there on the graph. Hits the stumps. Well, it's a dot ball and also gets rid of a set batter as well. Santarem has to go. He swings hard at this one. Good variation of pace. Stumps akimbo. Nod to Chris Smith, one of our mods, who I pinched that from. And yeah, a little bit of respite for the Panthers. Obviously enjoy the dot ball, enjoy the removal of a batter who played an absolute cameo row hit. Well done. Still got a very dangerous batter out there, which is Daljit Ray. He would love to get on strike. However, with only 2 deliveries left in this over, I'm pretty sure he'll be saying to the incoming batter, look, let me stay at this end. I'll take guard for the start of the 10th. You just see what you can do here for these next 2 deliveries. Dandiwal's got a couple of wickets, 2 for 15 from his 1.4. Almost set to go. Here he comes in again. Okay, just push there into the covers. They will take the single. Off the mark straight away. I thought for a minute that Daljit might ask his the new striker, just hold it there for a moment. You stay at that end, then I'll face the 6 deliveries in the last, because I've hit 18 off 4. But he gets to face the final delivery now. Dandiwal to bowl the last of the 9th. It's 101 for 6. Last ball of the 9th coming up. It's a good delivery too. A very good delivery. Because he's cleaned him up again. That's just really good bowling. Looking for the off stuff, top of off stump, and he connects for the 2nd time in this over. So he's got rid of the 2 set batters, has Dandiwal, and he should have a proper get around from his teammates, because he's managed to stop the right, considering that the 8th over went for 32. So well done, Dandiwal. Manages to crowbar out the 2 set batters who are causing headaches. So suddenly that expected score is going to take a real body blow. So Werewolves 101 for 7. Remember, they've got 3 games today. This is their first of 3. They will play the next game and they'll play the last game today. So they'll get the lunchtime game off. For the Panthers, this is their first game and they'll play the last 2 games today, the lunchtime match and the afternoon match. Hit up in the air, chance for a catch here. He's got to look into the sun and he pulls out of the catch, staring straight into that golden orb shining in the sun. And that probably would have been pretty awkward. And I think fair enough that he pulled out of that one. He's not wearing dark glasses. He does have the cap on. But you can't bring the cap down and not see the ball like that, because that sun is an awkward place. Survives. We continue. No foot movement. Looking for the cut shot. Doesn't connect. There is an absolute paddock behind the wicket on the offside. There is no one back there. There's a boundary rider on the offside, very square. And then you've got, on the leg side, 3 boundary riders behind the wicket. Oh, goes to the uppercut. Keeper just takes his eye off it at the last moment. And they'll scamper through for... Nope, they'll scamper through for another one. Oh, the keeper's having a mare. Oh, that's disappointing there. That's Shafiq there with the gloves on. and he's missed the ball coming through. Then on the return throw, he's put just one hand up to take the ball, and it's deflected. They've managed to pick up a second. $104 for 7. 3 to come. Wide ball. Yep. Didn't bounce up very high. That's what I mean about the variable bounce here on this newly laid pitch. That ball really didn't get up very high, and it just kept moving away across the wide line. Keep your eye on that bounce. You'll get the occasional one that'll rear up, but they might get a couple of shooters as well. Nicely done. Struck into the covers, and that is a really good diving catch there. Well, batter just needs to hurry up here. You can see why. Have a look at that graphic on the side of your screen there. That magnificent supersonic over followed up by 2 very good tight overs, including this one right here. Diamond Pervez, the bowler, getting a little bit of love and attention from Tabish and his teammates for picking up a wicket there. It's 105 for 8. There's still 2 to come. Great name, Diamond. I was saying to the crew before, when he goes to bat, he goes for a diamond duck. I may not be able to contain myself. I want to give a shout out to the crew as well. Got Paolo, James and Lucky. Also working with Ricardo, our roving cameraman there, who's doing a great job. So, 2 balls to come in the innings. Werewolves, 105. Loss of 8 wickets. Wicket just fell then. Samrari's still out there, but he's at the non-striker's end. We're almost set to go. Panthers just going back to their positions now. Diamond Pervez picked up the wicket. He's got 1 for 2. Here he comes. Swings hard at this one. Goes out to the boundary rider. And just going to go with a single there. Oh, the throw's a bit wild. Throw was very wild back to the keeper. Thought of a second, not on. So, there'll be 1 more to come now. 106 for 8. Last ball of the innings coming up. Samrari with the duty. Try to put this one as far away from the pitch as possible. And Diamond Pervez looking to dot up maybe. Connects nicely. It's gone out towards Ricardo, and our cameraman, he follows it. He doesn't get hit. That's the most important thing. Finishes with a Maximo. It's a lovely way to finish the innings. And that is going to be 112 for 8 after 10. Obviously, that innings dominated by that 8th over, where there was 32 runs, a supersonic over. Otherwise, not a bad bowling display by the Panthers. Just that 1 over where things got away from Mohammad Tabish, but pretty good. So there we go. What an effort there from the Werewolves to get up to that score. As I said before, that 1 over is what really changed things, and it's put a very good score on the board. So it's there for the Panthers now to see what they can do when they get their chance. Come back here in a few minutes' time for the run chase, where the Panthers will be looking for a victory here on this first match of this ECS Portugal Challenger Division. Phil G here for the European Cricket Network saying, don't go too far. We'll be back very shortly.
This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by our official timing partner, Rado, and our official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
And welcome back, viewers, to the Santarem Cricket Ground here in this ECS Challenger Division. Day 1, Match 1 hanging in the balance. Phil G here for the European Cricket Network, taking you through this run chase after the Werewolves posted 112 for the loss of 8 wickets in their 10 overs. A spectacular 31-run partnership in, I think, 9 deliveries between Sunam and Daljit. So well done to them to get that score up to 112 for 8. Otherwise, there could be a score somewhere in the 80s that the Panthers were chasing down, and it's the one thing that may tip the scales in the Werewolves' favour. We'll see what happens. The Panthers with it all to do here. They need 113 to get the first points here of this series. The players are out in the centre. The umpires are almost ready, and the Werewolves will be looking to defend this total, this very modest total as well. So let's see how we go here as the Panther batters stroll to the crease. Got to be wondering how the Panthers would feel about that effort. Just that one over that went supersonic for 32 runs, and that was, well, pretty much 37% of the whole total was accomplished in just that one over. Take that over out of the equation, and yeah, like I said, you look at the score maybe in the 80s. So Panthers will feel that over kind of got away from them. And maybe, just maybe, that could turn the match. We'll find out in about 40 minutes' time. See if the Panthers can overcome that as the Werewolves are getting set to go to defend this total. Thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat. Wherever you're watching from around the world, wonderful to have your company here this morning. Still no clouds anywhere to be seen from my vantage point here alongside the blue crew here in the box, in the hut. Umpire's almost set to go. Bowler's just tweaking the field ever so slightly there. Gowinder Singh with the ball. He's going to start proceedings. Umpire turns, gives the scorers a wave. The scorer's sitting next to me here and says, let's go with the run chase. First ball. Bit of a step away there. Not sure where he stepped to the leg side. Ends up missing it on a nice length just outside the off stump. So the Panther batters out there in the centre with a job to do, the openers. Werewolves lost 8 wickets along the way to score that, pick up that score of 112 runs. Let's see how Panthers can do there. Look at 113. You see the target in the middle of your screen there. Target 113. And strays down leg for the first runs of the innings. Obviously not off the bat. Mohammad Tabish opening. Good to see him taking control here after he was the one who had that 32 smashed of his over. So he's going out there. He's got a bit of an amends to make for his team. He's a good competitor out there with Diamond Pervaz. And Tabish whips this one away. He waits on that one as it comes in towards the middle stump, and he hits that nicely. Doesn't try to overhit it, just placed it beautifully. Backward a square, 4 runs, 1 bounce across the boundary line. Lovely shot. The deep fielders, you have protection square on the leg side, very square. He was going to get nowhere near that one. And there is a extra cover, deep extra cover on the boundary. They're your 2 boundary riders at the moment for this first over. We'll see if that changes. Everyone else inside the circle. Bowler in again. Just beat for pace there. Good delivery. It's more of an offside field here. Obviously, you've got the keeper. There's a fielder just out of shot. I'd say it's almost like a wide, deep slip. And then you go a little bit further around. Then you've got backward point. Regulation backward point. Slower delivery. Change your pace again. Good bowling. Clever bowling. After Tabish played a lovely whip shot to backward square leg for 4. There's a good couple of dots now to follow up here from the bowler. Gowinder Singh, smart campaigner, comes in again. This time it strays a little bit. Goes straight to the fielder there at the mid-on position. Does well to get the whole body behind that one. The throw probably not the best. Gaganpreet Singh there in the firing line. Can't stop the batters getting the one though. So Tavish, he's 5 from 5. Diamond Pervez faces his first. It's the last ball of the first. Swings hard at this one. Ooh. Now, that has not quite been held. It's in and out. And it's one of those fielders here at the backward point. Just a regulation backward point. And he's spilled it. I thought it might have actually been just hit up in the air, just almost gone to hand. Doesn't. It goes to ground. Diamond gets a life. He's sharp. 7 for no loss for the Panthers. First over done and dusted. 7. Not a bad over for the Werewolves. Pressure immediately on the Panthers batters here in their run chase. Looking for 113 to get the first points here in this competition. And wouldn't you love to get that first win under the belt in a cricket series like this? These two teams will face each other again in match 4 today, later on this afternoon. And obviously when you have 5 teams playing 4 matches every day for 5 days, you can have 20 matches in total, which means it's double headers. So every day the teams that play in the match number 1 will then go and play in the 4th match of the day as well. So you've got Werewolves taking on the Panthers. In case you missed it, the Panthers won the toss, selected to bowl first. Werewolves amassed 112 for 8 after 10. Gives a charge, hits it hard, slight miss hit. Oh, direct hit could have been trouble with a capital T. Misses. They scamper through for the single. Bit of a nervy start here for the Panther batters. Good morning once again to everyone in the chat. Wonderful to have your company here. Hope you're all well and enjoying the cricket here on this sunny Santarem cricket ground. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here. The batter's pleading with the umpire for a wide call just because he missed it. But I think if you take that first step to the leg side, you're always going to be stretching to try to find it. I think the batter's just put himself in a wrong position there. Clever bowling though from Singh. That's better. See, that's what you could do. Stand tall and middle it, and that's exactly what the batter's done. That's a lovely strike. That's gone for 4. A couple of bounces over the extra cover region. 4 runs. That's Tavish. Tavish is a bit of a key here. I think the Werewolves will love to see his back. If they can dismiss Tavish sometime during the power play, they'll feel they're on here for a big win. Just feel he could be the key here to the Panthers innings. Monty with the zinger of the morning. Lovely stuff, Monty. Hit hard, flat. Oh, I think that's bounced just inside the field of play for 4 runs. Indeed, it did. We had a good view here. Not far from a Maximo, but it did indeed bounce just inside the rope. Yeah, Monty's zinger there about Dymo is an absolute classic. You win today. I don't think anyone can beat that comment, Monty. Surely Diamond is good at cutting. Lovely stuff. That's what we like. People in the chat talking about whether this score can be defended, whether it will be chased down. That's the ultimate question, isn't it? Smacks this one towards the leg side. It goes all the way for a big 6. Tavish is digging deep here, and that's a lovely strike. It's a predominantly offside field that's been set. So if you're going to bowl it on middle, you're asking for trouble. And that's exactly what happened with that delivery there. So on the leg side, let me tell you where the fielders are. There's only 2 to talk about. Actually, there's 3. There is the long on. There is deep square leg. And then there is fine leg who's up inside the circle. That's it. That's your leg side. Everyone else is on the offside. Offside's pretty stacked. The blue crew having a few jokes in here. They're putting up a little bit of protection from the sun. Where we are in the hut here, we're getting the morning sun coming streaming in onto the gear. So the guys are putting up a little bit of protection here. And James took a moment to cover the glass in front of me completely. Nice stuff. He's done some great work as James Cantor. I need to give him a proper shout out for the work he's put in for this series and for many, many series. 22 for no loss after 2 is the score on the board. Tabish leading the way with 19 from 9. Diamond per vase. He's only faced 3 deliveries for his 2. But he'll get a chance now to get amongst the runs if he can. That last over, very good for the Werewolves. Sorry, for the Panthers. Went for 15. Not good for the Werewolves. Oh, we start the third with a wide. Shy at the stumps was on. Keeper wasn't up to it. Just the one. Well, just the one in addition to the wide, of course. Handy runs here. Target's 113. It's not a huge target. Have a look there at the runs per over graph. And you can see there, 32 on the in the 8th over. That's the one I keep talking about. That was critical. Oh, it's a shocker. Absolute shocking delivery, that one. That is going to go all the way for a minimo. Bowler just looked tired as he released the ball there. I mean, it's Tuesday morning. It's, what time is it? It's 20 to 11 on Tuesday morning. You can't be tired already. I mean, consider that this team has got 2 more games to play after this one. Maybe just need to slow it down a bit. They're not defending a huge score here. Need to be careful. Good morning to Johnny Heatham, who joins the chat. How are you, Johnny? That's better. Much better. So it yields the wicket. Feather edge. Umpired has no hesitation putting the finger up. Well taken by the keeper. Had to make a little bit of ground to his left. But a great comeback from the bowler, having bowled those 2 wides and then 5 wides, and comes back with a slower delivery, but it was a much more meaningful delivery. You could see he really thought about that next ball, and he gets the wicket. A very vital wicket indeed, because it's Tabish just looking to play just a feather edge, and he's gone. So 29 for 1 in the third. Power play still in effect. The fielder's out. 2 players out. And I can see that there is... Well, it's a very straight deep mid wicket. It's definitely more of a wider long on. And the other fielder dropping back is that fielder extra cover, who hasn't had a lot to do out there. So there are your 2 deep fielders, obviously out of shot. Square leg in position. On the leg side, fine leg, regulation fine leg inside the circle. Square leg inside the circle. As I said before, the long on outside the circle. That's your leg side field. Offside, deep extra cover. Mid off, point, backward point, a slip and a gully. And that's a wide ball. So the Werewolves want to keep up this offside attack. That's why they actually have a wide... Well, it's more of a third slip. I won't call it first slip, even though he's the first slip there. But he's in more of a third slip position. And the equidistance from him to the keeper on his right is another slip. I'll call that a gully, though. That's another wide. That's a bit wayward for the over. Good score on the board there. 31 for 1. Only 1 legal delivery so far on this over. There's another one. That's played nicely. Straight to the player though. It goes to the man who's at backward point. So, can they make the chase? I see a few people in the chat asking for them to make the chase here, the Panthers. Good support in the chat for the Panthers. Played out into the mid-wicket area. Square leg runs around a field. Keeps it to 1. They're always jogging through just for the 1 there. So in case you missed it earlier in this over, Mohamed Tabish, who lit things up in the previous over, he was dismissed. That's about lighting things up. Just slightly mishit though. It is fielded by that player on the one of the lone players on the leg side, which was the long on. had to muscle around towards the deep mid-wicket area. He's cut that one off, and he has done that. So singles and wides. Panthers looking for those elusive boundaries. That's another wide. Anyone who's keeping an eye on the clock here, this over's taken a while to get through. Jawashar facing up here. Swings hard at this one, gets it on the swivel. Square leg's got a bit of a chase on. Good chase as well. Keeps it to 1. Very good chase there. Every right for them to get 2 runs there, the Panthers batters. But Werewolves scamper across the ground, keep it to 1. Good work in the field. Not a big score to defend. The Werewolves are on here. Panthers need to break the shackles. Need a couple of boundaries just to feel good about themselves. That's another wide. At the risk of repeating myself, that is a wide, and that is what we call a minimo. That's tough. That's a tough over. Have a look at the ticker there. You can see we started off with 2 wides, then we had a minimo, a wicket, a couple of wides, then we dotted up, a couple of singles, a wide, a single, and then a minimo. This over is exploding out here. 40 for 1. 1 ball to come in the power play. 1 more to come in this over. Gowinder Singh, I got to say, I feel for him a little bit. Sometimes when he's bowling these wides, he just looks a little bit tired. He's put it wide again. He needs to switch that radar off and back on again, I think. Need to change something up. A few comments in the chat about all the runs being accumulated in wides. Well, for this over, I'm not going to argue with you on that one. It's looking a bit like that. We'll add that up for you in just a moment. Smacked, but straight up in the air, mid-off. Takes a comfortable catch, doesn't have the sun to dazzle him in the eyes, and that is a second wicket that falls in this very, very long over, and an over is finally finished. So, looking to go for the boundary line. Unfortunately, though, for Diamond Purvey's, he's come undone, and so the opener has to go now. Just skied it up, looking for the... Well, he was looking for the straight hit, maybe even going towards leg side. Ended up just going straight up in the air and mid-off, barely had to move a muscle. Settled himself, took a very nice catch. And that is the end of the Diamond Cutter. He has to go. Is that an appropriate nickname, the Diamond Cutter? I'm sure he can help with that one. Dave B listing up the over there. Absolutely right. So it's, what's that? We've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I make that 18 wides off the over, including all the minimos and the extras. So correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it sounded like. Power play done. 3rd over finished. 41 for 2. I can relax the field a bit now. Drop a few people back. What do we got now? Long on stays there. Deep mid wicket goes into position. Struck down the ground. Long off comes into play. Little fumble, but always just going to be the single there. So the fielders out deep in front of the wicket. Long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, and deep backward point. They're your deep fielders. Everyone else inside the circle. It also means that fine leg has to be up inside the circle, as does third man. And that presents a problem for the keeper in case he has a bit of a fumble or if there's something that goes wide again. So the Werewolves are looking to protect in front of the wicket on those boundaries. So he continues. Doesn't get any of that. 42 for 2 in the 4th. Target 113 in case you missed it. 71 required from 39. The ask-in run rate just a shade under 11 runs per over. Oh, that's a shocker. That is signalled no ball as it was off the pitch. And this is a free hit, Phil G. Let's see, Panthers can capitalise here. Farouk, the new batter. Let's see what he can do with this one. Here we go. Free hit. Where's this going? Swings hard, goes down the ground, but it picks out the player in the long on position, and it's just a single. Ooh, opportunity missed there. Swings hard, shouts a catch. I'm not sure who they're talking to because that is way out of the ground. That's the longest hit of the day. That landed right behind the sight screen. Lovely strike. So Shah with a bit on his shoulders now. He did so well with the ball as well. Really impressed with him. He was my pick of the bowlers. Picked up 2 wickets for 10 runs. Very economical. Now it's his turn with the bat. Let's see what he can do here. Oh, then he shows us a bit of finesse. Just turning that strike over. Nicely placed. Just between the couple of fielders there, close in. And deep back on point has to come round and give that just a 1. The 50 up. 50 for 2. And that is, 51 for 2 as the score ticks over. And that is 4 overs gone. So 62 more required off 36 deliveries. That run rate required now is down to 10.3 and over. Not looking too bad there at the moment, the Panthers. This run chase, a couple little wobbles there. They lost Tabish, who looked like he was in dangerous form at the top order there. And now with him gone, and Diamond Purveyor's also gone, top order to stand up here. And so far, Jawad Shah's looking pretty good. See if he can get the support he needs from Mohamed Farouk, the captain of the Lisbon Panthers. Kashi Ram has got the ball. He's going to start the 5th. Shah hits him straight down the ground, past the umpire, past the non-striker, just for a single. This game's hanging in the balance here, but you'd think at this point could come down pretty close actually, needing 10.3. Werewolves have to be careful of Shah. He's looking very, very comfortable. I think that was a bump ball there. A few players put their hands in the air and a bit of a muted shout and a clear shout from the umpire of no, not out. Bump ball. Look at the run rate graph there. That 1 over, that 8th over in the Werewolves innings, the standout. And that could be the difference between the two teams. You never know. But the Panthers doing well so far. Still, that run rate required is under 11. 62 from 34. Ram comes in again. Swing and a miss. A shout of how's that? Ambitious. But he gets a dot. Doesn't go wide. Hello there to James Stewart. Good to see you again, James. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. Good to see you. Kashi Ram bounding in again. Oh, it's a slower delivery that, because see as it came out the hand, it was just a little bit slower. Well bowled. Dots up again. And this over's proving pretty tight, pretty good. Can't put him away. So I give Jawad Shah a bit of a rev up, and suddenly he's dotting up against the bowler. Well, dot balls equals pressure, equals, well, you go hard or go home. What can he do? Swings at this one. It's one bounce and lands just in front of the long on fielder. Well, he tried to go hard. Almost came undone there. Gets the single though. Farouk. Sorry, that was Farouk on strike. Gives now Shah a chance to get into the runs here. Mid wickets come in on the leg side. So they have someone protecting the single there. Oh, just goes for a delicate little touch. Can't get anything on it. And that is going to end the over. His batter's a little bit filthy with himself there. A little bit disappointed. That is going to end the 5th. We are now halfway through the innings. Chasing 113 for the win. They're still, good, 60-odd run? No, 59 runs stray. No, 60 runs just ticked over. So they need exactly 12 runs and over. It's 60 off 30. Great over that one from Ram. Kashi Ram delivering exactly what the Werewolves needed in that 5th over. Be interested to see whether they use him straight away after this over to bowl the 7th, or maybe hold him for the 8th. Maybe when the charge will come from the batters. Let's see what happens. Daljit Ray with the ball now. He had a terrific innings as well. Played a blistering 18 runs off a handful of deliveries. Shouts a catch. And I think he's held that one. That is really well done. That could have, almost went all the way. And the fielder has not only taken the catch, he's protected the boundary line as well. Gurpreet Singh, take a bow. That was very, very good indeed. So had to leap, timed the leap really well. And as he came down, his left foot landed probably about 4 or 5 inches away. Well, great catch that. And I said before, dots can bring a bit of pressure, get a bit of momentum here for the bowling side. Is exactly what's happened here. And Raya's capitalised. Well, no one's catching that one unless you're in the clubhouse. That has gone all the way for a big, big 6. Well, there you go. That's something else that can happen. New batter strides to the crease, and his first delivery is right in the slot, and that's put into outer space. Lovely strike. And this time, Gurpreet Singh could only watch it sail over his head, a long way over his head as well. 59 for 3 in the 6th. So still another 54 runs required. That run rate at 11.6 though. Keep an eye on that. Left by the batter, who is staring back at the umpire with incredulity and wondering, why is that called a wide? Probably because it passed within the correct lines. So it's all good. Daljit in again. Gets the charge. Ooh. Probably would have done better to stand his ground there. It was just a regulation delivery, just a good length outside of off. Rather than give a charge and moving towards leg side, end up missing it by quite a distance there. So Siraj, who hit a 6 off his first ball faced, has not been able to connect that. That one does go a bit too wide that time. Fair enough. Yeah, so Siraj Butt there hit a 6 off the first delivery faced. You can see there in the ticker, wicket fell, then he hit the 6, and a couple of dots. And Daljit Ray just pushing that one a little bit too far outside the off stump. That's a wide ball. We'll bowl that one again. Still 2 to come. Nicely clipped off the toes. It's going to go straight to the field at deep mid-wicket. Batter's content with just the single there. Didn't quite hit it cleanly. So to hear that sound through the effects mic didn't quite sound as sweet as it could have. Last ball, the 6th coming up. 61 for 3 on the board. Oh, swings with everything behind that one, and that goes all the way for full value. What a great shot. Yep, Shah, who's been a little bit quiet. He's been at the non-strikers end for a few deliveries now. Finally gets his chance, and when he does, he grabs it with both hands. What a lovely strike that was. Gets a good applause from the dugout as the ball went racing out towards their gear. 6 overs gone, 67 on the board. Lost to 3 wickets. Still 46 required off 24 deliveries. That run rate required 11.5. This could go down to the final over, this one. And once you're in that sort of area, you never know. Gorgeous day here in Santarem, here in Portugal. Thanks again for joining us here for this European Cricket Series Challenger Division. We've got really good temperatures forecast for the next few days during this series as well. Last week there was a little bit of weather, but we're looking pretty good now. I think we're going to have very similar days over the next, at least over the next 3 or 4 days, take us through to the weekend. 67 for 3, we start the 7th. Change your pace here. So Werewolves rolling the dice here. This is an interesting change up here to bring on the slow spinner. Oh, so far, a couple of dots in a row. Siraj is going to have a bit of a talking to from his counterpart. Jawad gets down there and says, gives him a little fist bump and says, it's all right. Not everything has to come out of the middle of the bat and go for 6. We've got 22 deliveries to hunt down 46 runs. There you go. Whatever he said to him did really well. Gets a pat on the back as well as he caresses that backward a point for 4 runs. What a lovely shot. Much better than the rush of blood he showed in those first 2 deliveries. And it was good to see Jawad Shah get down there. Just give him a little pat on the back and say, that's what I want to see from you. Let's play a little bit like that. Let's just calm it down, play it nice and sensible. Well, this time he leans into this one, takes it from outside off, but it was just sitting up and asking, well, where do you want to hit me? And he says, I want to put you over deep mid-wicket, and he does that. So that is a nice couple of deliveries there for the Panthers. And so that's 10 off 2 deliveries for the Panthers there. They race now to 77 for 3. We're in the 7th over. 2 more balls to come. They're asking the question. They're still asking the question with the slow bowlers. Oh, it's always hard. Umpire's unmoved. I can hear some machinery in the background that sounded like a cow mooing. I can tell you now, there's no cows here. Last ball of the 7th. Oh, it's too straight, and it's taken out of the ground again. Not a good way to finish the over as it goes for full value there. 16 off the over. 3 very good dot balls in there, but 3 deliveries that got punished. So you have to say, advantage Panthers. Werewolves rolled the dice there by bringing on Samrari. He's gone for 16. They didn't need to have someone going for that many runs. So 3 overs to go. 30 runs off the last 3 overs. That's what we're looking at. We'll come down to a nice little tight finish here. Interesting. So the chats are lit up with people saying defend or chase. I'd like to know your thoughts. Defend or chase? What do you think? Over number 8, 9 and 10 still to come. This is going to be critical here. What can the Werewolves do? Do you feel that the Panthers now got some momentum with these 2 after that over? Went for 16. Kashi Ram comes back on. He bowled a terrific first over. I thought they might hold him back for the 9th, but I think they feel that they need to get 1 or 2 of these out just to sort of bring that pendulum back in their direction. Here we go. We start the 8th. Swings hard all the way along the ground. Deep mid-wicket. Picks it up. Just the single. Batter's a bit filthy with himself there. Jarwood's indicating that I really should have gone for a straight drive then. Well, your shot selection is all up to you. And he went a little bit more crossbat though. So, just the 1. 84 for 3. Keep your eye on the centre of that screen at the bottom. 29 of 17. Strays onto the pads. Not a good ball. And that gets punished. Not a good ball. And picked up nicely. Siraj Butt puts that one into the boundary, backward a square. The boundary rider is very square on the leg side. He had to make a fair bit of ground to his right and could not chase that one. It was not a good ball. It was full, it was straight, and it was just slightly drifting middle and leg, easily put away. 88 for 3 now, 25 from 16. Oh, once again, it's full and it's on the pads, and he gets the treatment. Great shot. Couple of bounces across the boundary line, 4 runs. Panthers dugout being a bit more vocal now. They feel that the last couple of overs, things have moved into their favour. Look at that. Over half the runs have been scored in front of the wicket on the leg side. Which makes also, well, it does make you wonder why in the first 3 or 4 overs of this match, there was such a heavy offside field being placed by the Werewolves. They might have missed the trick there. Up in the air, catching opportunity, taken. Lovely, really good. Rohit Sunam set himself, saw it early, and has taken a very nice catch. The ball held right in front of his eyes, and that is a big, big breakthrough. So, a 31 off 13 deliveries for Siraj Butt, but he has to depart now. Looking to elevate down the ground and try to go over the top of the long off position. Ends up holing out at long off. A very good catch. Steadying catch. So that's a big wicket. Ram breaks through. This is exactly what they wanted from him in this over. 21 required off 14. We're now down to the middle order. How are the Panthers middle order going to stand up here? That's, of course, the big question. Let's see. Swings hard. Oh, gets it edge. And it's going to fly away to backward point. A few hands on heads out there. They're wondering, how did that happen? There's no one out there for that one. Backward square leg was inside the rope. Sorry. Not square leg, point, backward point and point inside the rope. And third was way finer, unable to get across that, not square enough. No one's cutting that off, and they still haven't plugged that gap. This time, it's just over the head of the cover fielder, and that cover fielder had just come off the boundary line into regulation cover, and it's gone right over his head. Well, the bowler may feel that's a bit of an injustice, but oh, that's the way it goes. Critical runs here. That'll bring up the 100. 100 for 4 after 8 overs. It's only 13 needed of 12 now. After that over goes for 17, with over before that went for 16 runs. So between the two of them, 33 off those 2 overs. Really good batting there from the Panthers. Feel like they got themselves into a good position here now. Still got to finish it off though. What have the Werewolves got? I'm not writing them off just yet. They're a plucky little team. They made the finals last year in the Challenger Series. Oh, good Yorker. Puts the batter down on his moneymaker. Nice dot. $12 required. Sorry, 13 required off 11. Score is 100 with that previous boundary at the last ball of the last over. Oh, the wides. The wides are tearing the Werewolves to pieces here. In the final wash-up, when you have a look at how many wides were bowled by the Werewolves, it's going to be well into the 20s. And I'd probably put my finger at that and say that's why you didn't win the game. Has to wait on that one for a moment. Whips it away, but it does go straight to the deep square leg position. Fires the throw back, so just the one. Well, for the next match that comes after this one, the Werewolves have to front up against the Fighters Cricket Club. And the Werewolves will have to do a bit of soul searching here. They still got a game they can possibly win here, but they will look at the wides they've bowled and they'll say, we need to bowl better than that. We need to be much tidier. Cricket being the game of numbers it is, when you have a look at the stats, look at the number of dot balls that a batter has allowed, the number of wides a bowler has allowed, that can sort of tell a bit of a story. Or hesitation here, never a single on. Batter and bowler have a little bit of a little one-step, two-step there. Smiles all around. Eight deliveries to come. 11 runs required. Still going to get those runs any way you cut it. Swing and miss. Good ball. Say it all happens in the ninth. There's a bit going on here, but we've only had a single and a wide, and otherwise dots. 4 of them. Count them. Just the over they needed, the Werewolves, just to stay in the game. Oh, and then he gives them wide. Was that a commentator's curse? I don't know. Not sure if there's any eagle-eyed people who noticed that yours truly appeared in a compilation of commentator curses posted by a Cricket South Africa group who are compiling the best commentator curses of all time. And I managed to get in the list, so I was very happy about that. Smacked. Well, that's a pressure relieving 6. That is a huge shot over the covers. Big hit, 6. And that is almost the game. I say almost because we've seen interesting situations like this turn into a victory one way or the other. You never know. But the Panthers going to feel good about that strike. I thought this over was going to get away from them there, but they finished with a big 6. 109 for 4, 9 overs gone. It's 4 needed off the last over. And you've got to feel for the bowler who's got the duty here to bowl the last over. Let's see who it is. So what do we think, folks? 4 off the last over. Defend. Chase. Let's see. Here we go. Gurpreet Singh with the job. Starts us with the dot. They're 1 hit away. Doesn't even have to be a Maximo. Just even a fumble by the keeper. Something that gets through him. Something that gets through a fielder on a ground shot will win the game for the Panthers. Otherwise, it's 5 deliveries to defend this score for the Werewolves to pick up the first points here in this European Cricket Series Challenger Division here in Portugal. 5 deliveries to go. What do we think, folks? Tell us in the chat what you're thinking. Oh, he bottoms this one. Comes off the bottom of the blade and it goes straight down the ground. Never 2 there. Wanted 2. Never going to be 2. Good work there from the fielder to get in nice and quick. That's, I think, Rohit down there. He's fielding in the long off position, charged in to make sure there was nothing extra going on. 110, 3 off 4 required. Goes leg side, gets a little tickle on that. That's the game. That's what I said, just the first team that blinked there in that over, and unfortunately it was the bowler who put it down leg side. A little bit of a tickle around the corner. The keeper was nowhere to get that, and fine leg was not fine enough to stop that either, as that goes all the way to the boundary line. And that is going to be a win to the Panthers. They win with 3 balls to spare, so well done to them. They overhaul the score in the 10th over. 9.3 overs, 114. They lost 4 wickets along the way as well. But, yeah, look at that. Jawad Shah still there, 20 from 14. He anchored the innings.